Hey everyone! Welcome back to Psychology 102. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of group dynamics. Buckle up because we're about to explore how being part of a group can change how we think, act, and even how well we perform. Imagine this. You're at a high-profile psychology conference. Experts from around the globe are buzzing with ideas, and the air crackles with intellectual energy. This is where the best minds come to share groundbreaking research, and you're right in the thick of it. We're going to use this exciting setting to understand three key psychological phenomena: groupthink, social facilitation, and social loafing. These concepts are crucial for understanding how groups function, from small teams to entire nations. So, grab your notebooks, and let's get started. This is going to be a wild ride. First up, let's talk about groupthink. This is a dangerous pitfall that can trip up even the smartest groups. In groupthink, the desire for harmony overrides critical thinking and individual judgment. Symptoms include an illusion of invulnerability, collective rationalization, and self-censorship. History is littered with examples of groupthink gone wrong. Take the Challenger space shuttle disaster in 1986. Despite warnings, NASA officials went ahead with the launch, leading to tragedy. Another example is the Bay of Pigs invasion in 1961. Driven by groupthink, Kennedy and his advisors greenlit a poorly planned invasion. The result? A humiliating defeat for the United States. Psychologist Irving Janis studied groupthink, showing how it leads to disastrous decisions. Groups under pressure or with strong leaders can lose the ability to think critically. Now let's shift gears and talk about something a bit more positive. Social facilitation. Have you ever noticed how you perform better when you know people are watching? That's social facilitation in action. It's the tendency for people to perform better on simple or well-learned tasks when they are in the presence of others.
Why does this happen? Well, one theory is that the presence of others increases our arousal levels, which in turn amplifies our dominant responses. When a task is easy or well-rehearsed, our dominant response is usually the correct one, so our performance improves. Think about public speaking. Seasoned speakers often thrive in front of a crowd. The energy of the audience can fuel their performance, making them sharper and more engaging. The same goes for athletes. Many athletes perform at their best in front of a roaring crowd. The pressure of the moment, combined with the cheers of their fans, can push them to achieve extraordinary feats.
Psychologist Robert Zajonc conducted groundbreaking research on social facilitation. His work with cockroaches showed that even these simple creatures perform better on simple mazes when in the presence of other cockroaches. However, he also found that the presence of others can hinder performance on complex tasks where the dominant response is not necessarily the correct one. Okay, we've talked about shining in the spotlight, but what about fading into the background? That's where social loafing comes in. This is the tendency for individuals to exert less effort when working in a group than when working alone. Think about that group project you were part of in college. Did everyone pull their weight equally? Or did some people slack off, knowing that the rest of the group would pick up the slack? One classic study on social loafing is the rope pulling experiment by Max Ringelmann. He found that people pulling on a rope in a group exerted less effort than when pulling alone. The more people added to the group, the less effort each individual exerted. Social loafing is a common phenomenon, and it can have a significant impact on group performance. However, there are ways to combat it. One is to make individual contributions more identifiable and accountable. Another is to increase the importance and value of the task. Now let's talk about the big kahunas, the leaders. Leaders play a crucial role in shaping group dynamics and influencing outcomes. Their leadership style can make or break a team.
We can broadly categorize leadership styles into three main types: authoritarian, democratic, and laissez-faire.
Authoritarian leaders are like the commanders-in-chief. They make decisions unilaterally, dictate tasks, and expect strict obedience. Think of a military general leading troops into battle. While this style can be effective in crisis situations where quick decisions are critical, it can also stifle creativity and lead to resentment among group members.
Democratic leaders, on the other hand, are all about collaboration and shared decision-making. They value input from group members and encourage open communication. This style tends to foster higher morale and job satisfaction, leading to more creative solutions and a stronger sense of ownership among group members.
And then there's the laissez-faire leader. This leader takes a hands-off approach, providing little guidance or direction. They trust their team to figure things out on their own. While this style can be effective with highly skilled and motivated teams, it can also lead to a lack of direction and coordination, potentially resulting in chaos and poor performance. Section 6. Group structure. It's not a free-for-all. It's not just about who's in charge, it's about how the group is organized. Group structure, whether formal or informal, plays a vital role in shaping interactions and influencing outcomes. Think of a formal structure like a hierarchical organization chart. You've got your CEO at the top, then your vice presidents, and so on. Each level has specific responsibilities and reporting lines. This clear structure can be efficient for decision-making and task delegation. However, it can also lead to communication breakdowns and slow down innovation if not managed effectively. Then you have informal structures, which are more fluid and based on personal relationships and social dynamics within the group. Think of the go-to person for technical help at work, even though it's not their official role. These informal networks can be powerful for knowledge sharing, problem solving, and building camaraderie. However, they can also lead to cliques and favoritism if not acknowledged and managed thoughtfully. The audience effect, friend or foe. Remember social facilitation? Well, there's a twist. The presence of an audience doesn't always make us perform better. Sometimes it can make us crumble under pressure. This is where the concept of social inhibition comes into play. When we're anxious about being judged or evaluated, the presence of an audience can lead to a decline in performance, especially on complex or unfamiliar tasks. Our heart races, our palms sweat, and we might even freeze up. This is because the pressure to perform well, coupled with the fear of negative evaluation, can disrupt our focus and interfere with our ability to execute the task effectively. Think about a musician who has practiced a difficult piece flawlessly in private but stumbles during a live performance. The pressure of the audience, the bright lights, and the weight of expectations can all contribute to performance anxiety and hinder their ability to deliver their best. So how does audience presence affect us? It depends on a complex interplay of factors, including the nature of the task, our skill level, our personality, and our interpretation of the audience's presence. We've covered a lot of ground today, folks. We've explored the fascinating and sometimes perplexing world of group dynamics. We've delved into the dangers of groupthink, the power of social facilitation, the allure of social loafing, the influence of leadership styles, the importance of group structure, and the double-edged sword of audience presence. Understanding these concepts is crucial for navigating the complexities of group interactions, whether we're part of a team at work, a community organization, or a family unit. By recognizing these dynamics, we can harness the power of groups for positive outcomes while mitigating the potential pitfalls that can lead us astray. Groupthink can lead to disastrous decisions, but by encouraging open communication, critical thinking, and dissent, we can avoid falling into this trap. Social facilitation can help us perform at our best, but we also need to be aware of the potential for social loafing and take steps to ensure everyone contributes their fair share. Leadership styles can make or break a team, so it's crucial to choose leaders who can inspire, motivate, and guide the group effectively. Group structure can either facilitate or hinder communication and collaboration, so it's important to create structures that promote efficiency and inclusivity. And finally, understanding the impact of audience presence can help us harness its power for good while mitigating its potential to derail our performance. Now it's your turn. Think about it. Now, I want you to take a moment to reflect on the groups you're a part of. Think about your own experiences and how these dynamics have played out in your own life. Have you ever experienced groupthink firsthand? How has social facilitation or social loafing affected your performance in group settings? What type of leader are you, and how do you think your leadership style impacts your team? How does the structure of the groups you're a part of influence your behavior and the group's overall effectiveness? How does the presence of an audience affect your performance, both positively and negatively? By understanding these dynamics, we can become more effective group members, leaders, and decision makers. So, let's keep the conversation going. What other insights or questions do you have about group dynamics?